This is an orbital diagram. It allows us to show where our electrons are around the nucleus of the atom. We start in the lowest energy level 1, which is closest to the nucleus, and we move up farthest from the nucleus. Currently, we have 7 rows of atoms on the periodic table, which means there are actually 7 energy levels. If I made this chart have 7 rows, it would be too small for us to really use, and we rarely use the 7th one. So I only made it through 6. But you may come across some that go into row 7. We're going to diagram all of our electrons here. So however many electrons an atom has is how many electrons go in the chart. We're going to start with phosphorus, which if you look on the periodic table is element number 15, so it has 15 electrons. Electrons are symbolized by arrows, and they follow the 3 rules that are on the slide. The Aufbau principle, which says we start in the lowest energy level and fill it up completely before working our way up. We don't share the orbitals or the boxes unless we have to, so we spread them out as much as we can within the orbital, and each orbital can hold 2 electrons as long as they have opposite spins. We're going to symbolize our electrons with arrows, and in order to show the opposite spins, they're going to be up arrows and down arrows. The pattern that you fill this chart up is kind of different. You'll get used to it eventually. You start at 1s, and then you move to 2s, and then you move to 2p, and then 3s, and then 3p, but after 3p, you go to 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s. So it moves in a diagonal pattern. And we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to end up with 15 electrons. So our first electron is going to be an up arrow to show its spin. And then we have to fill up this orbital before moving on. So our second electron will be a down arrow. There's 2. We move on to 2s, 3, 4. But when we move on to 2p, we have to make sure that we spread them out first. So we'll have 5, but the next arrow will be here. Spread out as much as possible. 6, and then 7. We don't double them up until we filled up every slot in that orbital. 8, 9, it's hard to draw arrows in here, 10. We still need 5 more, so we move to 3s, 11, 12, and remember, space them out, 13, 14, 15. We followed all the rules. We started at the bottom and worked our way up. We spread them out as much as we could before doubling up, and each box holds at most 2 with opposite spins.